Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, cutting that song off. I'm not trying to hear that song. Hold on. guys grab your drinks, go run to the restroom, etc., etc. I'm playing the last song. My lights aren't off. Lord have mercy. Hold on. Excuse me while I set up the stream, because I didn't set it up. Oh my god. Hold on. I'm over here closing curtains and doing everything I'm supposed to do last minute. Cutting on ring lights. You know, don't mind me. How y'all doing? Are we doing good? You just gave us the 3-minute warning. Dude. I wasn't prepared, okay? I was stuck watching puppy videos, alright? Leave me alone. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I am doing good. King Quinn, you keep putting that one up, and I know mine makes the bare minimal. I swear you're cutting something out every time you use that one. I feel like. Excuse me, Pumpkin. I'm live right now. Could you stop? Does anybody want a cat? Edna, look. I'm giving away Edna, and I'm giving away Pumpkin. And then Penelope keeps going, I'm giving her away too. Don't whip your tail at me. I leave that precious baby alone. Oh. Okay, King Queen. I don't know. It was weird. Alright. Let's do the rules, and then I'm going to show y'all what I got today, and then we're going to go over this Willy Mac video. And start that. Okay? First of all, well, bam. Welcome to Xylee Gets Real Stream. Please not call anyone out of their name. No racial slurs, ism, phobias, or shaming. Especially with this subject. Cringy. Yes. Yes, cringy. She is. Yes, and believe me, I remember I asked you some questions. But no racial slurs, isms, phobias, or shaming, especially with this subject, because of the subject matter.
Is that the Xylee in my chat right now?
Hey, Tipster.
Can you?
Yes, it's the Xylee in the chat right now.
Confirm if that's really
Thank
in my
you,
chat?
cringy, for that 179. I appreciate it, baby. No outside drama or personal abuse in the chat. Everyone is welcome here. I know it won't, cringy. I know it won't. And we're going to get to that. Okay, so today, I can't show y'all the box because I don't want to accidentally show something I'm not supposed to show. Okay? So we're going to have the box in my lap. Alright? I got to show y'all this. I got a package from Bitchy Sarcastic Mom.
Is that the Xylee in my chat right now?
Amber Chick, thank you. Yes,
the
Tipster, it's the Xylee in the chat right now.
Confirm if that's really you in my chat.
Yay, my favorite controller. And this is the cup, and it's funny that Amber Chick hit that right at the perfect time as I was about to show it. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. Isn't that cute? Yes, I'm showing off my box. Leave me alone. Alright. And then she got me this. Skip's throwing up hearts. Alright, and then I gotta show you all these and then we can get started. Wait, there's something else. Okay, there it is. Okay, so my camera doesn't focus, so hopefully y'all are going to be able to see this. Alright. Got this keychain. Oh, look, I'm an influencer now. I'm doing the hand thingy. Isn't that awesome? And then there's this pop socket. Well, you know, the pop socket things. Hold on. Wait, influencer style. There we go. Isn't that cute? And then there's this keychain. Because y'all know how I love My Nightmare Before Christmas. And then there's this. With big floofy bow on it. Saying Cat Mom! Isn't that awesome? Thank you, Bitchy Sarcastic Mom! Although it took forever to get to us, we were starting to think that maybe somebody had took the box or something, because it took like 4 weeks. And it shouldn't have took that long. Aren't they cute? I love them. I love them. Alright, I'm going to put the cup right here. And thank you for the $4.99 again, Amber. Okay, so, okay, so we did the rules. Bitchy Sarcastic Mom, check. Alright, let's get into the video. Yeah, it took 4 weeks. It was ridiculous. It got to the point where she had to basically look up every day to tell me when to go to the post office to pick it up because it wasn't showing up. Yes, friend mail unboxings are fun. Yes. Okay. Okay. So we're going to put Willy Mac at 1.25. Alright. The one thing I will say about this video. I gotta put my glasses up so it won't. The one thing I will say about this video. Willy Mac had some really good points in this video. Okay. And he missed some point in the video too. That gives you the whole picture. I understand he was focusing on the T channel, so I get that part. But there were some aspects of the story, it's like, let me tell you about Katie Morton. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. So, Well, we're going to have to handle him for the whole video, Emily. Yeah, well, it's gotten extremely slow, Dash. What is interesting to me about your streams is that a lot of the time I have never heard the people involved, but I learn. Well, that is the whole point. That is the whole point. Alright, so we're going to get started.
Have any of you guys seen the movie Mean Girls where they act all nice to each other's faces?
Love your skirt. Where did you get it? It was my mom's in the 80s. Vintage.
But when you peel away the facade, you start to realize how awful they actually are.
Thanks. That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen.
Yes, they have this book, a list of people they're allowed to gossip about for their own benefit.
What's that say? Caitlin Cousin is a
Fat whore.
This is the real-life version of Mean Girls, and in many ways, the characters are way worse than they are in the movie.
Okay, let's be serious. It's not just the T channels that are Mean Girls either. Just saying. There's Mean Girls all over YouTube. And they're all a bunch of different communities. YouTube does... Yes, I know, Skip. YouTube does harbor Mean Girls. And probably over-caffeinated. He's at 1.25 speed, Skip. Yeah, Amber Chick's like, everybody's a mean girl. And I giggle about, I'm not a mean girl. I am the one true angel of YouTube. And one day, y'all will figure this out. Okay? As I light my cigarette, my halo is above my head. Miranda, what? Who's showing their bahootie? Oh, y'all gotta be talking about Nikocado Avocado. Avocado's in the chat. I said his name. Yeah, so on Wednesdays we wear pink. Alright, let's go.
Hello, teabags, and welcome back to the wide world of tea. It's a goddamn circus, and these are the clowns.
Yes. 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 I like Sloan. Pastel Bell, I have to admit, I've been kind of disappointed in lately.
If you've kept up with my channel at all over the summer, you'd be very aware of the T-channel audit going around. They're a community that will have one creator make a...
Yeah, I don't agree with the whole iNabber being in the T channels. Absolutely not. I do not agree with that, because iNabber... Not saying he's never made any mistakes before, but I would not put him in a T channel.
A video exposing someone, and if the video does well, other T channels will hop in, whether the information is correct or not. Each new video by each new creator needs to be more damning, more extravagant than the last, until they get to a point where they're just making shit up about the person. They turn them into such a monster, Gabby Hanna, one of their victims, started to have a breakdown about it, and in response, the T channels demonized her even more.
She says that and she names me for 15 minutes.
Yeah, because you...
Okay, this is all I'm going to say about Gabby Hanna, being that he brought it up. Gabby Hanna pokes. People lash out at her, okay? Gabby Hanna has this relationship with T channels, okay? Where they keep her name in other people's mouths, and although she says she hates them, she needs them. Because when no one is talking about Gabby Hanna, literally no one is talking about Gabby Hanna, and before you know it, she's on Twitter crying that she's shadow banned off of YouTube because nobody's talking about her. That's all I'm gonna say.
Suck. When a T channel says rotten stuff about Gabby or the commentary guys, it's okay. We could take it. We're relatively healthy individuals, and we now have a community that will step up and give both sides. But what if this was applied to someone who was already under some serious mental and physical stress? What if they were actively going after her livelihood? What if they made up conspiracies about her family to find a non-existent boogeyman to put the blame on? Their victim is Eugenia Cooney. If you don't know who Eugenia Cooney is, she's described as one of the nicest people on YouTube.
Well, I think you're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you, Kira. Well, you are gorgeous too. Thank you. I appreciate that.
She does makeup videos, cosplay, and if you haven't already noticed, she suffers from anorexia.
I think you'd probably be a little prettier if you weren't dying.
People will go into her live streams and say some really mean things.
See the fan art of you on the beach with your mom. I did.
And although she's able to play it off most of the time and put on a smile,
Why do I look like a skeleton?
You look
I
like
don't
a
know.
skeleton.
I don't really think I look like a skeleton really, but I mean, I think skeletons are cool, so...
You're leaving comments about your deteriorating health. Shame on you and shame on them.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this right now. And I'm gonna go ahead, and I hope somebody put up the trigger warning. I hope somebody put up the trigger warning about, because I know Eugenia can trigger, just like I know Nikocado Avocado can trigger people too, alright? But I'm gonna say this, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I don't care what kind of an addiction it is, bullying someone is not helping someone. 99 times out of 100, the person is going to do the exact opposite of what you're bullying them for. And this, I've been saying this, but I haven't, I've said it to myself, okay? I've said it to my husband. I've said it to friends, all right? Behind the scenes. This whole concern over Eugenia Cooney has become bullying. You're not helping her by bullying her. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Spicy? What's up, Not Another Housewife? What's up, Hey Paige? Yeah, it's what's up, Selena? There's a fine line of saying, hey, I'm concerned with this person, to bullying this person. Because the same things that could be said about Eugenia Cooney, flip it, and you could say the same things about Nikocado Avocado. You could say the same things about Amberlynn Reed. You could say the same things about, oh God, the other lady. With her problematic stuff that's going on. She's got other problematic stuff going on too. But I mean, the more you bully, you are not going to get them to change. It does not work. Do I have concerns when I see Eugenia? Absolutely 100%. I actually have deep concerns and I'm worried for her. But I'm not going to sit there and become a keyboard warrior under a video and say nasty shit to her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. Everybody would be deplatformed. It's crazy. Exactly. They're opposite ends of the spectrum.
Your days are numbered, just look at you.
But eventually, they wear her down.
I don't really know why some of you guys are so demanding of me. Like, guys, like, the thing is, like, you guys don't understand, okay? Like, everyone just comes to my streams, like, what am I doing exactly lately, okay?
All of her videos have been dislike bombed to hell.
Your body is actually disgusting. You are the bane of my existence. If you are going to starve yourself, why don't you speed up the process by killing yourself? Slit your wrist, please. At some point, you're gonna die, and
like, is that shit necessary? Is that necessary? Is that necessary to say under somebody's video? Yeah, Skip, 100%. Some people are just assholes, real assholes. Absolutely. That's disgusting shit right there. I'm sorry.
not many people are gonna care.
Point is, Eugenia Cooney is not new to hate. In fact, she's been around so long, people have gone on to hate her parents. It's a long story, but I think giving the context is important, because in many ways, it's a lot like the Gabby Hanna, Jesse Smiles situation. Eugenia Cooney has always suffered from her eating disorders. She mostly keeps her battle private, trying to focus on things that keep her happy, like makeup, clothes, video games. But since anorexia is a visually obvious thing, it's become the focal point of her audience. In 2019, she was definitely at her lowest point. Pictures of Eugenia Cooney in 2019 shows that she was at a low point. Even PewDiePie, who never touches that side of the internet, said something.
I don't know how to talk about this. I don't know what to say, but Eugenia Cooney uploaded this video a few days ago, and I just really want people to send her as much support and love as possible. And I really mean that. I think that's the only thing she needs right now.
This is where the rabbit hole of information begins. It's 2019. Eugenia Cooney is 25 years old. Her mom mostly lives with her, and she had a YouTube friend named Jacqueline Glenn invite her out of the house to do an escape room. Well, surprise, it's an intervention. Jacqueline has Eugenia taken away by police, citing that she's at risk of self-harm. This is called a 5150.
I did lie to her. I lied to her. We all kind of did. We pretended we were going to go to an escape room, which is a thing that we would regularly do, so it seemed believable to her and her mom.
She was kept for 40. 8 hours in a mental hospital, with the maximum they can hold you being 72 hours. She ended up getting out a day early. In the US, 72 hours is as long as they could legally keep you.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Notebook crew, we know how we do. Okay, Miss Jacqueline Glenn. I'm going to link her. I don't care for Jacqueline Glenn either, so this is not standing for her. But Jacqueline Glenn, it wasn't just her friend. It was, and he touches on who we're getting ready to talk about, and I'll show those when we get to her. But what Jacqueline Glenn did was she called a team. As soon as she got Eugenia Cooney over to her apartment, she called a team that came in right there, evaluated her, and then they 5150'd her. Jacqueline Glenn set her up for the 5150, but it was actually a team of 2 professionals that talked to her, etc., and then they 5150'd her. Jacqueline Glenn herself could not 5150 her. Okay, and the only reason why I'm adding this information, because I don't want people to think that your friend down the street can 5150 you. No, it has to be a professional, has to be involved, or a parent. And possibly, I think in some states it can be a spouse, but it can't be just your best friend down the street. All right, Jacqueline Glenn called professionals. They came over to the house right then and there. They evaluated Eugenia Cooney, and then they 5150'd her. Now, Jacqueline Glenn got some help with that, but we'll get to that in a moment.
Unless you sign up yourself or admit you're suicidal. Jacqueline Glenn was seen as a hero by the T community for saving Eugenia's life by 5150'ing her. The problem is that's not really how 5150s work. It's just detaining you until you want to leave. Here's the full context. Jacqueline Glenn is friends with Eugenia Cooney, but she never expressed obvious concern until she 5150'd her. She admits it herself.
She also used a lot of the same verbiage to us when we were meeting with her, saying, why didn't you guys ever express this to me more strongly before? She did say that it seemed like we didn't care before, but that we tried. We were very delicately trying to bring things up because we were fearful that her mother would never let her hang out with us.
So in Eugenia's eyes, she's getting jumped and backstabbed by people who never said anything in the first place.
At the time, I was like, okay, cool, like, there are concerns, like, I appreciate them caring. But this was literally the first time that any of those people ever brought any kind of concerns.
Now, does anybody remember this documentary that Shane Dawson did on Eugenia Cooney? Okay, let's talk about Miss Katie Morton. Let's talk about it. So when this video came out, all right, and again, I'm going to have that Jacqueline Glenn video down below. Jacqueline Glenn kind of got pissed off. And the reason why she kind of got pissed off, here we go, January 6, 2020. Hey, Katie Morton, just saw your vid with Eugenia. Thanks again for walking me through what to do step by step. Without you, I wouldn't have known what a 5150 even was. Thanks for empathizing with me on the phone and how it's hard to lose a friend, but still the right thing to do. And this is the emails back and forth. Hi, Jacqueline. Thanks for reaching out. I'm happy to hop on a call tomorrow if that works for you. Unfortunately, we can't make anyone get help, but if she does have a therapist or doctor, they can 5150 her. Happy to talk it out with you. I'm so sorry this is happening. I know it's really hard to watch and not do anything. What time tomorrow works for you? Best, Katie. And then we have this one here where she says, anyway, just wanted to update you on this. Not sure if there's any other alternative to this waiting game I'm in. Thanks again for your help. Best, Jacqueline. Hi, Jacqueline. Thanks for the update. I agree that the best next move is just to get her out of the house and with you so that you can call the PET team and or get her to see a doctor whatever she will be open to. I wish this was easier. It's just really hard when we aren't her parents and she's not a child. I hope she responds soon. Let me know if I can help in any way. XOX Katie. So this same person who was up there talking to Eugenia Cooney was part of the reason why Eugenia Cooney got 5150. Y'all see cringy in the chat, right? Katie Morton copyright striked Cringy's video. And how she copyright strike Cringy's video, Cringy used a video, a picture of her on her video. And it was technically the company Happy Able Inc. that copyright struck her, right? Katie Morton is co-founder of that company. And that video Cringy did was criticizing Katie Morton. Katie Morton is no better than anyone else that you're talking about in this video. FYI. FYI. Okay? You know, it's... Oh, what the hell? What are you doing?
Summer, you'd be very...
I don't know why it did that, but we were about here. Okay. So yeah. So Miss, I'm on Shane Dawson's documentary. She's dirty too. Just saying.
Is at risk of self-harm. This is called a 5150.
I did like
All right, hold on. This is where we were.
Here's the facts. Eugenia Cooney was already set to sign up for an eating disorder treatment center by her mother.
I guess things were starting to get to a pretty bad point, and she like had a conversation with me of just like, you know, like,
I wonder if Katie was thinking about, yeah, I remember talking to Jacqueline about you and how she can get you 5150 the whole time she was sitting there talking to her. Yeah, she's licensed marriage and family therapist, yes. But they set her up in the documentary that ED was her specialty or whatever.
you really like need to like stop this. Like you really at this point like need to do something about this. I was actually born in like Massachusetts originally, so then we figured, okay, we know some doctors there, and I did end up meeting with a doctor, and they agreed that I should like pretty much have to go into a program at that point. And luckily it was like at my own will.
But of course, since Jacqueline didn't communicate with Eugenia or the mother, she didn't know Eugenia was already planning to get treatment.
But she communicated with Katie Morton, the lady that was sitting there talking to Eugenia Cooney.
In Connecticut. So the 5150 doesn't make much sense. Now, Jacqueline Glenn's opinion of Eugenia's mother literally stems from, if I had a daughter, I wouldn't let this happen.
I just don't know how if I had a daughter that I would let it get that far without doing something myself.
Eugenia is 27 years old. She is a grown-ass adult. In the United States, you can't force somebody to get treatment unless they want to be there. So 5150s in this situation don't really do anything meaningful. It's such an ignorant thing to say about parents whose kids suffer from this. Here's a licensed therapist with actual anorexic patients explaining why that's the case.
I've talked about that a lot, that you can't force anyone.
All you gotta do is look her up. She is, she's a family therapist.
Into treatment because you can't make them get better. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that has to do the work, and you're the one that has to be there.
They then go on to say how 5150s can do more harm than good.
Yeah, when we do get 5150, unfortunately, they don't take you to like eating disorder treatment center or anything. They take you to a hospital, and it can be really scary because it's in kind of like dodgy parts of town. You often sit with a lot of homeless people waiting in the waiting room.
But yet you told Jacqueline Glenn how to do the 5150. Oh, ma'am. Oh, no, ma'am. Oh, mm-mm.
And floridly psychotic people who are on the psych floor itself.
Dirty.
So it can feel really difficult if we just feel suicidal, or if we've been 5150'd against our will for eating disorder reasons. We're in with everybody. This is why a lot of you have told me that 5150s for you have been more detrimental than actually beneficial to treatment.
But yet you told her best friend, or a really good friend, I don't know if they were best friends or really good friends, but you told her really good friend the steps to take to 5150 the same woman that you are sitting there talking to. Oh, ma'am. Oh, ma'am. Oh.
because it's like traumatizing in and of itself, and you don't have any rights, and it can feel very disempowering, I guess is the best way.
I completely agree.
So pardon me if I get a little bit annoyed when Jacqueline talks about herself as if she's some sort of hero.
We are the ones that forced her to get help by tricking her, having an intervention, and calling mental health professionals that had her committed.
If you would have just communicated with the mom or Eugenia, you would have known she was already going to get treatment. But whatever helps you sleep at night, dude. Let's be clear, her mother signing her up for an ED treatment center is what helped her, not you sending her to some sketchy psych ward. Now, I don't want people to be mad at Jacqueline. I think she was coming from a good place where panic and emotion led her to doing.
I think she was too, and she was also encouraged and shown the steps by a licensed professional. So, no, I think Jacqueline Glenn's heart was in the right place with it. I don't think she was trying to do something evil. But it's just funny how the licensed professional that was talking to Eugenia Cooney was the same exact one who told Jacqueline Glenn how to do it, step by step. Again, that video will be linked down below. And also, Cringy's video about her copyright strike will be linked down below.
Something drastic. The people you should be mad at are the T channels that have taken these narratives and run with them to the absolute extreme. Because much...
Yes, Paige. This is the same Katie that theorized that Jake Paul could be a sociopath without one-on-one assessment. Yes.
Like the beef between Jesse Smiles and Gabby Hanna, the T channels would only listen to one side. Everything Jacqueline says is 100% true, and everything Eugenia says is 100% false. Let's spin the wheel and see which T-tard is going to be up first. It's Pastel Belle. Pastel Belle is someone who will make a video giving advice to Eugenia Cooney about her eating disorder.
She needs to be working on it. She needs to be working on improving.
Then at the same time say she's not an expert in EDs.
I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm an expert or I know Eugenia, because I don't.
While also discrediting a licensed therapist whose patients have anorexia.
And don't let the Katie Morton...
Okay, Willie, this is the part where you didn't research enough into it, because the reason why Katie Morton is getting like, as in put down in this situation where she's acting so caring to Eugenia Cooney, she was part of the reason why she got 5150, because she gave the advice to Jacqueline Glenn on how to do it. She's a snake.
Eugenia Cooney collab videos lull you into thinking that she's okay. Any truly concerned therapist would have done their best to get her off of social media and into emergency therapy as quickly as possible.
She wants to sensationalize this girl's disease without taking accountability for anything she says. It gets so ridiculous, so mean-spirited, she ends up doing exactly what she says is wrong in her very first video. Like Hello Leash or Angelica Oles, her videos when first touching on a topic start off sweet, genuine concern.
One of the things that really has always made me upset about this whole Eugenia situation is how everyone on the internet is always saying, like, oh, you should just eat a burger. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you look so gross. Your body looks disgusting. You're so skinny. You're gonna die. Those comments are completely unhelpful. Completely unhelpful. Oh my god.
Belle even cites her own experience with her own eating disorder.
My coping skill was always to punish myself. Always to, like, make myself suffer rather than reaching out and getting help. So when someone comes at you and says, like, you look disgusting and you are going to die.
Ew, I'm sorry, but she's quite disgusting looking. Ew.
You should get help cause you're going to die and you know it.
That wasn't really very nice.
It made me feel like I should punish myself even more for other people being in...
Yeah, stuff like that made me eat more. Hence the reason why I gained all that weight in a year. Stuff like that made me eat more. I was the opposite. Food was my comfort.
Convenienced by me.
This is what I would like to call rolling the snowball. See, she's already given the only honest, fair take she can on Eugenia, so if she makes another video, she has to take things a little bit farther. And boy, does she make a lot of videos. So a year goes by since Eugenia Cooney appeared on the Shane Dawson documentary, and people start to realize she's relapsing. So naturally,
which was full of shit. That documentary was full of shit.
These T channels want to make another video on it, but how do you make it more exciting than the last time? Well, find someone to blame.
Eugenia has been essentially cut off from any contact she has with positive influences in her life who are trying to help her. So now the only influence she has is that of her parents, who are either incapable of or unwilling to get her actual help.
It's so crazy that she's just made up the fact that Eugenia's only friends that care about her are these three people. And what a rotten way to frame her parents. Is that backed up with anything? Well, yes, it's backed up with a clip of Eugenia asking her mom if her Switch is upstairs.
Okay, so the whole mom thing, I don't know if I want to touch the whole mom thing, because I don't know enough about the mom to say, like, I used to think, oh, the mom has to be, like, enabling this, but if your child's grown, Like, my mom couldn't stop me from gaining weight. Hell, my mom was the one that was telling me how fat I was. And it made me gain even more weight. So I don't know. I don't feel comfortable touching the mom thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel comfortable with that because I don't know what goes on in that house. I don't know what kind of private discussions they have. I don't feel comfortable touching that. I'm going to be honest. And yes, that Shane Dawson Productions PR cleanup. Yes, that's very true.
Let's see. Yeah, let me see. Maybe I could try. Hello? Hi, so just so you know, like, is my Switch still upstairs? Can I, like, get it?
What? Is that not enough proof that her parents don't care about their own daughter's eating disorder? What about this clip of her dad asking her to come downstairs?
But thank you guys. Four people downstairs that need to speak to you immediately.
Are you kidding?
No.
Wait, why?
I want to make sure you're okay.
Oh, I'm fine.
We gotta go down there. Wait, let's go.
This is most likely police and paramedics coming to the door to check if she's okay. Her chat often calls 911 saying she's entered cardiac arrest live on stream. Belle has somehow twisted this.
Yeah, see, and if that was the case, I can't get on her dad because he doesn't want to say while she's live streaming, hey, there's police here. So I kind of get that one too. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not touching the parent thing because I don't know what goes on in that household.
Into parental abuse. The abusive parents theory starts back to Jacqueline Glenn's comments on Eugenia's mom. But since there's no proof or story backing any of these claims up, T-channels have decided to find awkward clips of her parents and frame that as proof.
Alright, fine.
What's up, Dragon?
Alright, guys. Fine, I'll get off. Okay, hold on 1 second.
It became such a popular narrative that this guy decided to cite a tarot card reading and people fucking loved it.
It'd be like her having enough money, but her, like, someone could, like, pretend like it's not enough, or someone could, like, say, oh, it fell through, oh, it wouldn't work, oh, it wouldn't, you know, do that. Like, there's something weird.
I think the mom has total control over, like, Eugenia's money.
This is
okay. I like Sloan, so I'm not gonna slam Sloan for this. I'm not, but I'm not gonna source a tarot card reader. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna. My source is gonna be like a video, like as in them doing something, or like black and white. This was this, a police report. You know what I'm saying? It's public knowledge stuff. I'm not gonna. Yeah, Sloan. I think he did it more for like entertainment value. I think so.
Insane. He's just come out here spewing bullshit over somebody's eating disorder and family using tarot cards.
The page of cups being reversed means that Eugenia does not enjoy anything that's going on. So if anybody is telling you otherwise, I mean, Eugenia is not pleased.
Thank you, Psychic, and we'll be hearing more from you in a minute, but I do want to say that Eugenia's dad is a creep as a way.
Bro, this video has 200,000 views.
I just feel like she needs medical help. She doesn't need daddy's compliments telling her that little girl looks pretty. But I do want to hear what the Psychic says about the dad because, period.
So it sounds like he was doing a review on what Aphrodite was saying. That's what it sounds like that video was. I didn't get a chance to go and look and see exactly what that video was. So it might have been a review on what Aphrodite was saying. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, I don't look at Sloan as a T channel either. I really don't. Yeah, Aphrodite.
Who you can't change the stars.
Bruh, this abusive parent narrative is hard to disprove because it's Eugenia's word against people who don't know her.
I truly believe that people in her inner circle are purposely withholding help in order to capitalize off of her condition, which is beyond disturbing to think about. I have no idea what is going on behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on in her head, and I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm an expert or I know Eugenia, because I don't. She's a stranger online that I have never met.
Well, then why are you commenting like you know for a fact? This is very common behavior for Pastel Belle. She'll say it's Eugenia's family keeping her anorexic reviews, when 2 minutes earlier in these same videos, she'll cite that her views are dropping because of her anorexia.
As her videos are getting less and less views and the dislike ratios are climbing with each video.
If views are down and dislikes are up, how could they be making money off her ED then? Statistically speaking, the most profitable time on her channel was when she was getting better and recovering. Pastel Belle fabricated this argument to get people riled up, to make a boogeyman everyone could hate. But there's...
Okay, so Pastel Belle also has another issue. I forgot to add it on here and crop it and everything. So we're just going to have to read it from the screenshot provided, and I hope I don't get blocked by her after this happens. But, you know, it is what it is, right? Alright. So, today at 1:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Pastel's Bell says, have you heard the news? Apparently, Eugenia Cooney was an innocent angel this whole time who never harmed a single soul with her endless pro-Anna body checking and ED exploitation in front of her young fans, and the people trying to hold her accountable were the real bad guys and the goofy face. Then she goes on to say, none of my ECED content has ever been monetized, and I will never apologize for advocating the removal, remember she says this, the removal / age restriction of her dangerous exploitive content, and standing up for the impressionable children and adults that she's hurt / triggered into their own EDs, just to make a buck. And I forgot to clip it, so yeah. Sorry, guys. Y'all saw how I was in the beginning of the stream. I was not put together today. All right. And she has also gone on to say that she's leaving commentary and she's going into the political spectrum of YouTube. Just saying. Just saying. Pastel Bell has and apparently she blocked Willy Mac right after this video came out. From what I'm hearing through the grapevine, Pastel Bell has, now it's Belle Aubrey, that's her name of her channel now, has a problem with criticism. Yeah, she's joining BreadTube. Pastel Bell, that might not be good for you, honey, because if you can't take criticism from other YouTubers, being the channel that you are, I don't know how you're going to handle BreadTube, honey, because they are ruthless over there. Exactly, Cat's Meow. You can't really lay blame on someone who has a mental illness. She is ill and doesn't see her content as harmful. Exactly. Exactly. So, good luck. I don't think that's gonna, work out very well. Yeah, BreadTube is political YouTube. They call it BreadTube. Yeah, politics. It's like political YouTube. Political YouTube, political Twitch. It's BreadTube. Yep.
People that are going to buy into that narrative because they don't trust Eugenia. They just like Jacqueline Glenn more. That's why I've gone out of my way to interview somebody that actually stayed with her and her mother for a whole week. He slept with them. He ate with them. He got to see the home life. Everyone, I'm here with Drew is sharing. He's going to tell us his experience. I think he knows Eugenia a little bit. How you doing, Drew?
Yo, I'm doing good, man.
So, Drew, how do you know Eugenia?
Skip is like lefty brainiac cancel culture vultures. Oh my god. Oh, BreadTube they make money over there in BreadTube.
So we met through the really, really old school live streaming site YouNow. Back when it was like a totally different site to how it is now, and it was like a proper vlogging community. But then we just sort of, I guess like everyone who was big on that site knew each other, and over time like just kept in contact with people. So when I went to America in like 2015, I think I hung out with Eugenia like 3 times, but then I ended up staying at her house for like a week.
So you stayed at her house for a week when you went to America. So did you get to like know her and her family pretty well?
Yeah. So basically, I went to jail in Pennsylvania.
Oh God.
And then yeah, that was a story for another time. But yeah, I went jail, and then I was on bail, and it was quite a serious thing actually. I was looking at like 10 years, and I was very, very scared, and I didn't know anyone who even was remotely close to Pennsylvania. So I was like, I thought Eugenia Cooney lived kind of close. So I hit her up on a whim. Turned out she lived like a 16-hour coach journey away, and her parents were just like, you know, they heard the whole situation over the phone. They were like, yeah, come by, you can stay as long as you want, and they really, really helped out.
Since you were there a week, you got to hang out with her family for a little bit, and I guess how would you describe like her relationship with her family? Does it seem normal? Is it off?
No, it seems like a really nice family, to be honest. Like, I remember seeing the Shane Dawson stuff, and I was like, what? This is so strange, because it all seemed to be making out as if her mum was like some mad person, when I think her mum was one of the nicest people I ever met, and the dynamic seemed perfectly normal. You know, I could tell that, you know, she really cared for Eugenia.
Yeah, so I've been looking at a lot of these T channels, right? And a lot of them are trying to find someone to blame with the Eugenia Cooney stuff. And her mom tends to be a topic that comes up a lot. Is there, like, and how she's, like, using her anorexia to get views, and the anorexia is, like, part of the scheme to keep her relevant?
Yes, Dr. Cross. BreadTube is LeftTube. It's loose and informal group of online content creators who create video essays from socialists, communists, anarchists, etc. Yes.
Is there any reason why her mom would want Eugenia to be anorexia? Is there any validation to that?
No. If anything, it's the complete opposite. Like, when I was there, you know, she tried to feed me, like, you know, as much as she possibly could. I guess from where she, like, you know, doesn't manage to do that with Eugenia, as annoying as that must be for her. And you can tell that she tries, you know. And I think there's the difference between, you know, her mum being supportive of her YouTube and trying to make sure that her mental health is okay, to actually supporting her being anorexic. You know, those two different things.
Yeah. So what do you mean by that? Like, does her mom?
So, like, you know, if Eugenia needs help with, like, a YouTube video, I'm sure her mum is going to help her out with a YouTube video, right? And, like, if indirectly that looks like her mum's trying to show off her anorexia and stuff, it might look that way, but it's definitely not the case. Like, you know, if you have a daughter and they're making YouTube videos and they have a bad mental health space and they have an eating disorder, you're going to want to support them in, like, anything that they find happiness from.
Yeah. And you said she was trying to feed you guys constantly. How was that like at the house?
Yeah, like, I would wake up in the morning, 10 in the morning, and she would have bought me like 2 Wendy's burgers and stuff, and she'd be like, yeah, let me know when you want me to heat them up, and I'd be like, oh, this is amazing.
That's so funny, dude. So she sounds like any like Italian mom, dude. She sounds like my grandma.
yeah, it was fucking great. Like, the most supportive mum I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah. Well, dude, you're gonna have to tell that bail story sometime on your channel, man.
I did a couple years ago. If you search up why I went to jail with Sam Pepper, then it will come up.
There you go. Drew is sharing, everybody. Thank you, Drew. I'll try and link that video down in the description.
Again, I'm not questioning the parents because I don't know what goes on in that household. I don't know, like, again, I don't know what kind of discussions they have, etc., etc. I mean, yeah, Beauty Demon, people do put on a front when guests are around, but again, I don't know what kind of private conversations they have. I don't know what kind of conversations they have. I don't know what goes on in that household. I don't know if she's constantly trying to get her to eat. I don't know any of that. So I'm not going to sit here and speculate on something that I don't know. So... all right, so let's move on.
Description. I appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I hope this sort of sorts everything out, because it does look really annoying seeing all this from the outside and seeing people, you know, make her mom out to be some horrible person when it's just not true.
Guys, can we just think about this for 1 second? These T channels that act like they care so much. Have they ever once reached out to anyone who knows her? Have they talked to Eugenia or anyone in her life before going on to make these crazy statements about her? Have any of them put forward the bare minimum effort that I just did right here? This took me like 10 minutes. I seriously doubt it. So we already have these T channels omitting contradictory information. We know that Pastel Bella's watched Katie Morton's video. She shows a clip proving that she's watched it, but she never actually plays any of the video. She doesn't show the parts about how the mom helped Eugenia. Instead, she shows these irrelevant clips of the family to push forward a narrative that isn't there. These two geniuses actually have an interaction on Twitter that just blows my mind. Not many creators who are more deserving of this success. If you stand unproblematic creators who have no problem going after trashy large YouTubers who've turned YouTube into a cesspool, you should be proud of Sloan. The guy who cited a tarot card reading about Eugenia's health, I should be proud of him? What?
I like Sloan, so I'm not going to go with this Sloan slander. I'm just saying.
Dude, you guys are the cesspool. You guys are some of the most toxic people on this website, and this is only the beginning of the poison they push. How about the danger of Eugenia Cooney pro-Anna content? Pro-Anna, sometimes referred to as thinspo, is someone who's an advocate for an anorexic lifestyle. They claim she's influencing kids to be anorexic. So it's no longer about how awful the disease is and caring for her health.
Now, I think that narrative, well, besides the fact of her being extremely skinny, I think that narrative also came where, remember when they were talking about Eugenia Cooney and the mods that were in her Twitch chats and the mods that were in her Discord? Especially in the Discord, there was a mod, maybe two, that was pro-Anna. So I don't reach out to anybody. I mean, I'm so small. Listen, I've tried to reach out to people to talk to them. And like if I'm doing like, you know, hey, I don't know, I'm gonna talk shit about you or whatever. And nobody answers DMs. If you're not relevant enough, nobody answers DMs. I have to admit. Well, very few people. Yeah, so, but Eugenia Cooney was barely ever in that Discord. It was a mod situation. Just unfortunately, when it's your Discord, you are going to be held responsible for what happens. And I think that's what really kicked off the she's pro-Anna thing. I really do. So, yeah, I don't reach out. I say what the hell I say. You want to reach out? Go into the comment section or send me a DM after I do my video. Xylee told me when she was going to talk shit about me. Well, I figured you would have answered because you were like near the subscriber count I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
That's where we started. It's not even about the conspiracy with her parents anymore. Now it's just Eugenia herself
what am I doing?
for just existing with anorexia on social media. And remember, Eugenia Cooney's content has nothing to do with her ED. It's the kind of content you'd see from any other YouTuber. Gaming, clothes, shoes, that's it. So what
Okay, so now that is another point on why I don't think Eugenia Cooney should be deplatformed, okay? My deplatforming, it's really funny. My thoughts on deplatforming has really started to evolve into the point. I mean, obviously, P words. Yeah, y'all got to go. Okay, obviously, but like Eugenia Cooney, she's not sitting in front of her camera going, "Don't y'all want to be as thin as me? This is how you do it. I only eat 6 pieces of popcorn a day," or something like that. She doesn't do that. Now, if she did that, I can see where people would be like, no, she needs to go. You know, if she was literally telling people out of her mouth, if you want to look like me, this is how you do it as far as body shape, then I can see the possibility of maybe getting her like that. But she literally does like regular content. You know what I mean? What's up, Malcolm? You know, it's.
do these people do? Well, they reach as far as they can. Just throw shit at the wall until something sticks. They've demonized her so much, they can pretty much say anything at this point and people will believe it.
Which brings us to the subject of YouTube's largest pro-Anna content creator, Eugenia Cooney. And yes, I did refer to her as a pro-Anna content creator because despite the facade of doing makeup tutorials, cosplay, and clothing haul videos, what Eugenia Cooney is really pushing is thinspo and a very dangerous pro-Anna agenda.
You gotta love how her proof of this is just Eugenia existing in the thumbnails. Like, she adds these giant red arrows as if we can't already see her. How is Eugenia supposed to show off her new outfit without wearing the outfit? When Eugenia is showing off her new shoes in the thumbnail, this lady adds a giant red arrow pointing towards her crotch. Like, dude, I think this says more about your character than her being pro-Anna.
Eugenia Cooney is 100% doing this. You can see it in her thumbnails, you can see it in her Instagram posts, you can see it in the Twitter posts, you can see it pretty much everywhere that she posts online. There's one particular Instagram post that I'm going to be talking about, and it occurred on October 25th.
Not No Housewife says Eugenia shouldn't be removed because of what Nikocado can do, whatever he wants. Now, there's people trying to remove other people who are bigger off the platform. If they're just existing and they're just doing content, listen. As long as people aren't out to harm other people, then leave them the fuck alone. Leave them the fuck alone. If you don't like their content, don't watch. If you don't like it recommended, tell YouTube do not recommend that channel to you. Leave them the fuck alone. Guess what? YouTube is full of people with many different disorders. Whether mental, whether physical, they're all over the place on YouTube. At what point you want to get rid of Eugenia Cooney, it's going to be easy to get rid of Nikocado Avocado, Amberlynn Reed. And then before you know it, you start getting rid of people who cry too much because their mental disorder is making them too emotional. And before you know it, it's like, we only want perfect people on this platform. It only starts with one stage, and then it grows. Vinspo is real and can endanger vulnerable groups, but not all groups. People don't see a skinny person and suddenly develop an ED. Yes, no, 100%. 100%. Now, I'm not saying that she can't be triggering because of her body. Okay, I'm not saying she can't be triggering to someone. I understand where she can be triggering to someone. I get triggered looking at some, like, Foodie Beauty. That's the one. Looking at, like, Foodie Beauty and Amberlynn. They trigger me. I can't watch them. Because when I see them, I feel like I'm looking at myself, my old self. I still have a problem now looking in mirrors where I feel like I'm 150 pounds bigger. You know? Sometimes I don't see what I look like right now. So, I mean, I understand where the body type can trigger someone. But that's life. First, she can't have a YouTube. What, she can't go into a grocery store either? She can't go into a store? You're too skinny. You'll trigger too many people. I mean, come on. Like, where's the line? The amount of attention Eugenia's panty flash moment got reminds me of when Britney's Meow Meow got exposed while she was getting out of the car. Yes! Oh my God! It's not like she sat there, her legs wide open going, hey everybody, look at my pink panties. I mean, come on. Well, see, okay, not for kids though. I get that, Dr. Cross. Well, then that's where parents need to watch what their kids are doing more. There's video games out there that I wouldn't let my child play. I'm not going to let my child play GTA 5. I'm not going to let my 12-year-old play GTA 5. Not with the shit that goes on in that game. But you see a bunch of 12-year-olds playing GTA 5. Beating up hookers, selling drugs, you know, doing all that stuff. I mean, it's a fine line. It is. It's a fine line. And what scares me is if you cut off the one, then it gets easier and easier to cut off more people, citing the first one that you cut off. You know? It's just, I don't know. It's just, it can become a very slippery slope very quickly. Yes, there's hookers in GTA 5. Skip. It's a video game. There's hookers. And, you know, people run them over with cars, shoot them, beat them up, you know. Honestly, I'm so grown, I thought EC was a meth addict shows my age and experience. Yeah, see, there you go. You know, I mean, we have such a variety here on YouTube that there's a lot of people with issues. There's a lot of people on this platform with issues. And when you start going after one issue, then they'll start going after another and another and another and another. It can become a slippery slope. Can we just get the P words off of YouTube? That would be great. Can we concentrate on the P words? That would be amazing. Let's concentrate on them. Please. Yeah, the Discord situation. Yeah, Malcolm.
Attached to this photo, she has a caption that says, "What you think about yourself is more important than what others think of you." So in this photo, it seems like on the surface, it's about like positivity and self-love and self-care and things like that, which are great and wonderful things.
Watch how she'll twist this.
However, I have a hard time believing that this caption is about loving yourself and wanting to take care of yourself, because clearly she is not taking care of herself.
Well, she's not getting better, so clearly she's trying to indoctrinate the youth.
She's not going to get better as long as she's being bullied. I'm sorry. And how many times have I ever told y'all can't put sugar on shit and call it a donut? Okay? When you're constantly making Eugenia Cooney videos over and over and over and over again, it gets to the point where it's bullying. And just because you say nice words, it doesn't mean, just because you sprinkle a little sugar on it, it doesn't mean it's still shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it really is exhausting, Skip. You are not lying. Girl, I don't know. Half these P end up not being P a year down the road. Girl, it is exhausting. But seriously, you can't put sugar on shit and call it a donut. I'm sorry. And there should be a limit.
So people who are sick with a mental and physical disorder can't write positive messages. She has a clip where she sits here and picks apart how Eugenia looks.
In this photo, she's posed and you can see her arms, her tendons are very pronounced. You can see her collarbones.
Yeah, man, she's anorexic because they have arms too. She then follows this up by saying,
and I'm not going to go too deep into what she looks like in the photo because I don't think that's productive.
Bro, you just did that. You just described every part of her body, her tendons. What more could you have said? And people love this, man. They ate it up. iNabber left a comment. This really is a fantastic video. No, it's not. This is one of the most toxic videos I've ever seen.
Her Instagram basically follows that same pattern.
I get Willy's point here. I do. I get Willy's point here.
Of posting a photo of herself, looking very sickly, looking very thin, and then some kind of caption that is vaguely about self-care.
Amber Chick says, in my honest opinion, the problem with social media is people like who is PB? Can somebody type out who PB is? Because y'all keep saying PB. Who is PB? Okay, but I'll read the comment anyway. Like PB, who think their shit don't stink and think they're perfect. They spend their time pointing out others' behavior when they really... Oh, Pastel Bell, that's who... Sorry, y'all know I hate acronyms, and I'm old, and I'm almost 50. Leave me alone. Yes, okay, Pastel Bell. Let me read it again. In my honest opinion, the problem with social media is people like Pastel Bell who think their shit don't stink and think they're perfect. They spend their time pointing out others' behavior when they really should fix theirs. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I have heard the same thing about her. I've heard that from a lot of people about her. I never paid much attention to her. I know I watched when she was doing the Davi Vandy and stuff like that. You know, I would watch some videos, but I really don't watch her a lot. So, okay. Y'all excuse Zai. She gets a little senile after 6 p.m. Skip, we're going to have a discussion, ma'am. Y'all better put a trigger warning up there for Skip. You know what? We're getting ready to talk about Repzilla, and Skip loves Repzilla so much. Put lips and tea in the chat for Skip, being that she wanted to call me out for being senile, so we're going to pay her back a little bit. Lips and tea in the chat for Skip, because she loves her some Repzilla. She loves her some Repzilla. Lips and tea in the chat, because we're getting ready to talk about Repzilla. Lips and tea in the chat. Amber Chick, quick kiss on her butt and put some lips and tea. Damn it. And that's what you get for calling me senile. All right, let's go.
Self-love or the importance of taking care of yourself.
She literally described the entire app that is Instagram. Everyone posts a picture of themselves with some stupid goddamn quote. And because this is the tea community and nobody does research of their own, people like Repzilla are citing Belle as a credible source. This is how tea channels do research. They watch each other's false information and then build off it with their own false information. Bro, can you believe the guy who cited an article he couldn't even be bothered to read also cited Pastel Belle? You couldn't write something better than this. Now, since you got Repzilla making his video, he needs to bring something new to the table as well. He needs to up the ante just a little bit.
Y'all know I got something to say. Hold on.
See, Eugenia Cooney is clearly pro-Anna because she used a blue butterfly emoji.
She's become somewhat of a YouTube villain. And some of the things she does just seems too much of a coincidence, like posting captions with a blue butterfly.
There you go, guys. A blue butterfly. That's the hard evidence. That's why Eugenia Cooney has become a villain. The blue butterfly has been linked to pro-Anna circles before. Eugenia actually responded to this. Just so you guys know, me posting a butterfly emoji is not at all meant to mean anything bad. I just like butterflies. There's really no hidden message to it. Probably the most rotten part about all this to me is these tea channels are always framing their videos as if they're the hero.
I reached out to Eugenia and asked if she would be willing.
All right, let's talk about Repzilla for a second. Okay. Mr. Repzilla. Mr. T-Zilla. Okay? Them boys like to use T as a bad thing. Repzilla, ever since you've had your argument with Nicholas Diorio, you have gone off the rails. Okay, sir? And you know what? You know what this video... And Willy Mac didn't really said it, but he kind of implied it, which 1 + 1 = 2. Repzilla, how much research do you really do? Because you are always the last one to put a video out. I'm just saying. You're always the last one to put a video out. You're using sources from other people's videos, watching their videos. You did it with Mysterious T about that teacher. Oh, I'm still going to get on you about that. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, Repzilla. Don't you worry. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate the 5, Cindy. Just able to lurk. I'm on my last week of school and need to do my last of my submissions. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you for joining Just Saying Squad, Petty Page. I appreciate it.
Is that the Xylee in my chat?
Yes,
right
Tipster. It's the Xylee.
Can you,
Hey, Xylee.
Xylee, can you do me a favor and confirm if that's really you in my chat?
So, Mr. Repzilla, that's why you're always the last person to put a video out. You watch everybody else's videos, use either their sources or expound on their sources so you can make it sound like it's original, and then you put your video out. Thank you, Petty Page. So, I'm just saying, and there's going to be more to come on Repzilla because, you know what, I think it's time for Xylee to do another deep dive. I'm just saying. Oh, I woke up your boyfriend. I'm sorry. Sorry, boyfriend. Lips and tea in the chat for Repzilla. I'm just saying. Or just lips. Lips in the chat.
Willing to watch that video. I thought that maybe it would help her and maybe she would be able to relate to it and it would inspire her to get the help that
Brandy Boo, thank you for joining the Just Saying crew. I appreciate it.
She needs. Unfortunately, she didn't respond. I thought for a long time about what else I could do to help Eugenia and to help other people who are struggling with this. And the only thing I could come up with in my head was to unsubscribe from her YouTube channel and to report her Instagram account and unfollow.
Guys, I did all I could. I sent her my YouTube video. Only thing left to do is ban her.
This is not me trying to cancel Eugenia.
Yes, it is. It's by definition you trying to cancel her.
You reported her Instagram. That makes you a snitch. Pastel Bell, you a snitch? Thank you, Amber499. Yes, please, do that deep dive. Pancakes. Oh, I guess I have to now. Amber Chick gave me pancakes. All right, I'll start working on it on the weekend.
Is that the Xylee in my chat right now?
Yes, Tipster, it is the Xylee.
Hey, Xylee. Xylee, can you do me a favor and confirm?
It is the Xylee. All right, let's go.
I'm not canceling her. I'm just trying to take away her social media accounts, her job, everything she loves in life.
I don't want her hurting kids with her platform. I don't want her to advocate for pro-Anna content.
The evidence used for Eugenia being a thinspiration for kids is accounts with very few followers, posts that are years old and are usually getting ratioed by other users. And if you look at the dislikes on her videos or the people following her on Twitter, it becomes very clear that her audience is not made up of kids.
And I don't want her to either directly or indirectly send the message that there is nothing wrong with having...
So are you deplatforming overweight people too? Are you trying to deplatform overweight people too? Are you reporting people's Twitters and Instagram that are overweight also? No, because it gets shown that you don't. Because you do know that's an eating disorder also. I mean, not all overweight people have an eating disorder. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But there is an eating disorder where you do overeat and you do look at food in an unhealthy light. Do you report their Instagrams? Do you report their YouTube channels? Do you report their Twitters? I'm just asking.
Extremely dangerous ED.
The problem with Belle's argument is that the only evidence of Eugenia being pro-Anna is that she is anorexic. Even when she disavows people trying to look like her, saying she's not trying to tell kids anything.
Are you telling kids that this is natural? Guys, listen, I'm not trying to tell kids anything. Nothing I'm saying right now is like a message to kids about how their body should look. Listen, I'm not trying to say like I'm so perfect. I'm not trying to say like make me your role model. I'm not trying to say that like at all. Okay, I'm just kind of doing the best like I can in life and all that. And I'm sorry, I'm not...
I agree, bitchy sarcastic mom. She's just bullying EC now with the amount of videos she has made. I agree. I agree. I do agree with that. Now, oh, is that the Willy Mac show? I like this lady. She's badass. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Willy Mac.
Like, I can't really babysit like all the kids on the internet and things like that.
And no matter what she says, how she says it, it doesn't matter, because in these T channels' eyes, she's already guilty.
Even if Eugenia is saying that she doesn't want to be thinspo for these people, she is, and she can't ignore that. Like, the facts are right here. There's so much evidence that she is, so I don't understand how she can sit there and act like she's not.
Yeah, this is literally the argument people made for PewDiePie being alt-right. He was posted to an alt-right website by alt-right people, and even though he disavowed it, he was still declared alt-right. Now, is that fair? No, of course not, because statistically speaking, if you have millions of subscribers, you're going to have a few extreme people in there. See, turning Eugenia Cooney into a boogeyman, giving all of her audience EDs, apparently wasn't far enough. They decided to promote a petition. The Remove Eugenia Cooney from YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter petition.
That's snitching! Again, this platform, and actually all social media, okay? All social media. There are so many damn people with so many different disorders. Again, if they try to get rid of Eugenia Cooney, then it's going to be, I don't know, Nikocado Avocado next. And then it's going to be someone who, I don't know, has a mental disorder that makes them like angry or shouts out or something like that. And then it's going to be someone who cries too much. And then it's going to be me, the crazy ass lady on this channel. I mean, it becomes a slippery slope. If she is not out there looking in the camera and telling these kids or people, adults, hey, if you want to look like me, this is what you do, then leave her alone. I am sorry.
Petition. And the first person.
And those damn petitions don't do anything anyway. Just saying.
I found promoting this was Jacqueline Glenn. Yes, the same person who 5150'd Eugenia.
It also goes on to explain that YouTube states in its TOS that they don't allow content that encourages dangerous or illegal activities that risk serious physical harm or death.
Yo, they're trying to ban her on a technicality. I guess if you can't see the person with anorexia online, that means they don't exist. If Eugenia...
So what are we going to do? Again, like I said before, what are we going to do? Stop them from going to the grocery store? She can't go shopping because she looks the way she does. She can't leave her house because she doesn't look the way she does. Listen, people with eating disorders, whether one side or the other, people with mental disabilities, or mental disorders, they like to live life too. They like video games. They like making videos. They like clothes. They like makeup. They can't enjoy that? I mean, seriously, they can't enjoy that? I agree. He is on point here.
Cooney just having an eating disorder qualifies her as encourages dangerous activities. Well, what about other eating disorders? Nikocado Avocado is someone whose actual content relies on feeding his disorder. This is how he looked when he started his channel.
I haven't made a video for about 1 week now.
This is him now.
I still stand by my statement last night, though. I need him to get rid of the mukbangs and start doing commentary. I will watch the shit out of it.
As if we're talking about self-harm and eating disorders, does he need to be banned too? Interestingly enough, Pastel Bell actually made a video about this. Let's stop comparing Eugenia Cooney and Nikocado Avocado.
In my opinion, the two are not really comparable at all. So while Nick definitely does seem to have some disordered eating habits and some very unhealthy relationships with his body image and with food, I think that his ED is very different from Eugenia's.
No, it's not. I still have that ED. No, it's on a different spectrum where Eugenia Cooney is extremely skinny and Nikocado Avocado looks the way he does, you know, but no, it's still an eating disorder. No, ma'am. Oh, hell no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Oh, no, hell no. Absolutely not. That eating disorder that Nikocado Avocado may have, again, I'm not a licensed professional, or act like one like Katie Morton, anyway. That eating disorder is just as fucking harmful. I was literally killing myself with food. Literally. I got to a point where after I would sit down, it would take me 10 minutes to even be able to walk because the tendons in my ankles would throb with pain and I used to have to grab something to be able to walk. I was so big. Imagine, over 300 pounds at 5'4". My body I was sick all the time. It was killing me. Oh no, just because
No, what? These two? You think they're different? Huh. Yeah, man, I'm really confused. How are these two different? You know, I think it might have something to do with him eating a truckload of food every upload. Just fucking say it. She's so worried about offending someone. Watch how she tiptoes around this.
We can see that Eugenia's is much more closely aligned with what society deems as beautiful for young people. And even though her body is not necessarily the ideal, it is much more similar to what is conventionally attractive, which is to be thin. Whereas Nikocado Avocado is not really within what is societally deemed as conventional.
That doesn't mean that eating disorder is not just as bad. That doesn't mean that eating disorder can't kill him. Have you seen the TV shows like on TLC and shit and how it's killing people? Oh girl. No ma'am.
Attractive.
He's a fat fuck, she's underweight, and both their eating disorders are ruining their lives. I like how in the most professional way,
I disavow the fat fuck. I'm just saying, I disavow.
She tries to say that Nick's ugly.
Nikocado Avocado is not really within what is societally deemed as conventionally attractive. We can see that Eugenia's is much more closely aligned with what society deems as beautiful. It is much more similar to what is conventionally attractive, which is to be thin.
Wouldn't that make Eugenia a victim of society then? Isn't she a symptom of a greater problem? Take it up with Hollywood and the modeling industry then. If you look at her comments, Twitch donations, not many people want to look like her. She gets made fun of more for the way she looks than anyone I've seen online. And if this is a societal conventional beauty problem, then you're just kind of victim blaming her.
Nikocado Avocado is not really within what is societally deemed as conventionally attractive. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him because of that. I'm just saying that his content is not going to influence people to want to look like him.
What do you...
If you're saying, okay, I'm sorry. No, you have to pick a lane. You don't get to swerve around like this. I'm sorry. No, ma'am, Miss Pastel Bell. No, ma'am. Okay? You don't get to swerve like this. If you're saying that Eugenia Cooney affects people to where they want to look like her and affects people by her actions, which her actions, honestly, she's not really doing any actions. She's playing video games, playing with makeup and clothes and cosplay and stuff. And you're saying that Nikocado Avocado is not affecting people by his actions, by eating all that food? No, ma'am. You have to pick a lane. It's either one way or the other. It doesn't switch up just because it's another eating disorder, because it's still an eating disorder. See, Angel A wants pizza right now because we're looking at pizza. Just saying. You know, I mean, come on now.
This is peak male performance. Just look at the mental gymnastics Pastel Bell is taking us through to try and derail this conversation. It starts off with Eugenia Cooney and how even though her content isn't based around her eating disorder, her just being on camera can still trigger some viewers' ED.
She's causing many of her young and vulnerable viewers to have eating disorders of their own and cause relapses for those who might already be struggling.
Wait, hold on.
And vulnerable viewers to have eating disorders of their own and cause...
When I was younger, I looked up to her and still have issues with food, but I'm doing better now. This needs to be talked about for her audience that's too young to know, and this is good for parents of those young people. Okay, what do we call that, class? All right, class, what do we call that? What do we call this receipt right here that somebody uses without fact checking, actually talking to the person? This is called a Trust Me Bro receipt. Okay? Because guess what people do online? They lie. They want to be part of the conversation. They want someone to pick their comments so they can show it. Not saying this person's lying. I don't know. That's the point. I don't know if this person is lying. This is called a Trust Me Bro receipt. Say it with me. Trust Me Bro receipt. Absolutely. You don't know if that person's lying. You don't know if that person's trying to get a little bit of clout going, oh my God, Pastel Bell used my comment. You don't know that. We've seen that how many times on this channel? The damn Trust Me Bro receipts. Get the hell out of here.
Cause relapses for those who might already be struggling.
They then go into the self-harm argument, citing how you can't upload content that encourages dangerous or illegal activities. The activity being existing with an ED. When people point out that Nikocado has a binge eating disorder that's negatively affecting his life, statistically speaking, there's a lot more people for him to cause relapses for, and unlike Eugenia, his content actually revolves around his disorder. Clickbaiting his disorder gives him views. When the same arguments, the same logic can be used about Nick, it's different due to society. For fuck's sake, he sells merch about his eating disorder.
My weight is a medical mystery.
And I'm telling you now, I'm buying that t-shirt. I don't care what anybody says. Not the medical mystery, but it's your fault. And my weight it's just water weight. I'm buying those t-shirts. I don't care what anybody says. Y'all gonna see me in those t-shirts. I do not care.
And you people will buy this shirt to support this channel.
This guy's monetizing his ED, but remember, when it's about him, it's a conventional beauty conversation. Fact is, if you're going to ban somebody just for having an eating disorder, you aren't really fixing the problem. You're just kind of hiding it. I think Boogie worded it really well.
It's okay to exist on this space.
Yes.
If you are very fat or if you are very skinny. It's okay to exist if you have an eating disorder.
Yes.
And that's just a fact. You can't deplatform somebody for being sick. You can't deplatform somebody for existing.
Pastel.
And that is one of the few times that I have agreed with Boogie 2988. Yes, that's the whole point. I mean, are they... Okay, listen. Let's just say they got her deplatformed. All right? They got her deplatformed for doing the one thing that she loves to do. Being online, showing outfits, playing video games, stuff like that. What could happen if they got her deplatformed? She could go into a depression. That depression could make her ED even worse. It could actually do more harm to her to deplatform her than to let her exist. Amber Took's like, right. One of the very few times, but he was right. Exactly. You know, it's people need to start looking at things in a broader spectrum. People need to start looking at things cause and effect. What could be the effect if we caused her to lose her platform? Exactly, bitchy sarcastic mom. They're not thinking about the outcome of their movement. 100%. 100%. And also, some people will struggle their entire lives dealing with an ED. So does she need to go away forever? Exactly. And people, come on now. It's just, this is.
Belle actually made a response video to this saying
that she's just skinny is kind of implying that it's just her body type. It's not something that she can help, and that's just her appearance, which has nothing to do with her physical or...
He was being respectful. He was being respectful. And you know, if you start talking about certain subjects, you're going to get demonetized. He was being respectful. She is skinny. But, I mean, we all know what it is. It's implied because of who it is. Come on, Pastel. Come on, man. Come on.
Or mental health.
Boogie clearly said she was sick. These are back-to-back clips in her videos. I don't know why she responded so dishonestly. These people are rats, man. Eating disorders are often a way to cope for most victims. Pastel Belle knows this. You see, when she was making her first Eugenia Cooney video, before it became about the never-ending chase for views, she opened up about her own eating disorder.
My coping skill was always to punish myself. Always to, like, make myself suffer rather than reaching out and getting help. So when someone comes at you and says, like, you look disgusting, and you are going to die.
Your body is actually disgusting.
You look like you're going to die, you're very sick looking.
It made me feel like I should punish myself even more for other people being inconvenienced by me, or like something just completely insane like that.
So if you felt like that, then why in the hell did you make 1,297 videos about her? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, why?
If you take away these people's jobs, money, what they love, how do you think they'll cope? You think it's realistic for Eugenia to go get a job at Walmart stocking shelves? And guess what? We're not done, ladies and gentlemen. Pastel Belle posts another video, this time all about Eugenia Cooney's underwear. Yes, if you thought T-channels couldn't stoop low enough, they always find a way to go deeper. It's almost inspiring at this point. Eugenia Cooney has just stooped to a new low. They've already framed her as an abused girl turned villain that's backstabbed her only friend willing to help her and is tricking the youth into being anorexic via blue butterflies. How could you possibly make her seem worse? Well, let's find out.
So in order to bring more views to her channel, she decided to purposely flash the camera multiple times over the course of this video. Now, I do say purposely because I do not believe this was unintentional or that she didn't realize what she was doing.
Yes, Eugenia made a shoe haul video, and when she goes to show off her shoe, a bit of pink underwear shows. Belle, of course, doesn't show this in her video, so her audience doesn't know how mild it actually is. It looks pretty accidental if you ask me, but Belle is like full-on conspiracy with it.
This is clearly a desperate and pathetic attempt by Eugenia and her mother to try to bring some more controversy and more views to her channel.
This is clearly that? Clearly? Really? The only people that bring controversy to her channel are you guys. What is the...
Hold up. Commentary community absolutely platform, but just by another name. They know it's faux pas to be out here promoting petitions and shit, but they do it. They do in Oh no, they do. Every community. Listen, every community that I have seen, that I have wandered in and say, hey y'all, what's going on? Every community, they all have deplatformers on there. They all have people who want to deplatform each other. Some take it to certain degrees and some take it to outlandish degrees where they make mofos quit.
Proof that makes you so sure.
We know that this was not an accident is because her underwear and her eyeshadow matched. They were the same color.
Hey, you guys remember when this was a channel that actually cared about Eugenia Cooney's health? Yeah, me neither. This is the best part.
She was wearing a plaid red outfit and her underwear was pink, and it looked like her eyeshadow was pink as well.
It's not, it's red. If you take the image into Photoshop and sample the colors, it's red. The underwear is pink. It does not match.
He went so far as to sample the colors. Oh my God.
You can delete this slanderous video now.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm getting dressed, I do not match my eyeshadow to my underwear. I match it to my shirt.
Oh my God, it does match your shirt. It's fucking red. 300,000 people watched this video and said, yep, that makes sense. They've now demonized her so much, you can literally say anything about her and people will believe it. And this whole time while she's making videos from banning her to her fucking...
Wait, what do you want me to rewind? Xylee needs to rewind. What did she just say? What are you talking about?
Not, it's red. If you take the image into Photoshop and...
Are you talking about when she talked about the underwear?
Or you guys, what is the proof that makes you so sure?
We know that this was not an accident is because her underwear and her eyeshadow matched. They were the same color.
Hey, you guys remember when this was a channel that actually cared about Eugenia Cooney's health? Yeah, me neither. This is the best part.
She was wearing a plaid red outfit and her underwear was pink, and it looked like her eyeshadow was pink as well.
It's not, it's red. If you take the image into Photoshop and sample the colors, it's red. The underwear is pink. It does not match. You can delete this slanderous video now.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm getting dressed, I do not match my eyeshadow to my underwear. I match it to my shirt.
Oh my god, it does match your shirt. It's fucking red. 300,000 people watched this video and said, yep, that makes sense. They've now demonized her so much you can literally say anything about her and people will believe it. And this whole time while she's making videos from banning her to her fucking underwear, Belle's making tweets like this. Anyone familiar with Tess Holliday? She's a plus-size model who just came out about her struggle with anorexia. Yes, this ED can affect anyone. Let me know if you want a deep dive on this topic. I don't think she has a Tess Holliday video on her channel because I don't think she ever intended to upload a Tess Holliday video on her channel. So you're saying Eugenia should just look like that? My god, could you pick someone who looks more unhealthy? She looks like she's about to puke in both of those photos.
I disavow. I disavow.
Eugenia, just start shoveling food down your throat like Nikocado Avocado. That's the solution. Remember, listen to Belle, not the therapist. Nick Diorio had a short segment in his last video laughing at Belle's underwear criticism, to which Belle made a whole ass video in response where she doesn't even name him. She lies about all the slander she's ever made on Eugenia while also somehow doubling down on everything. You just have to see it to believe it, people.
So it's come to my attention over the last few months that there are a few edgelord creators out there on YouTube who are taking my stance on the Eugenia Cooney situation.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. All she had to say was edgelord, and you know who she's talking about.
And twisting it to fit their own self-serving narratives. And I find it pretty disingenuous, but also, honestly, pretty disgusting to take a situation as serious as this and to purposely spread misinformation about it.
Is she going to show a clip or cite any of the misinformation that was said about her? No, of course not, because it doesn't exist. She's just trying to make herself a victim.
So there's this narrative out there that people with EDs and people like Eugenia should not be allowed to exist online because they have an ED. And this is gross, it's harmful, and it doesn't actually fix the problem. And this is also not something I have ever advocated for on my channel.
What the fuck, dude? Is she serious? I cannot believe she came on here and said that. Dude, you drove that narrative harder than anybody. The Eugenia Cooney petition reached 37,000 signatures, which triggered a notification to Susan Wojcicki, eShare, YouTube and Twitch CEO.
She's a snitch. Remember when we called Keemstar a snitch? Yeah, she's a snitch too. Except for she didn't at Team YouTube, but she did at Miss Susan. I can't say her last name. She's a snitch.
Please protect your communities and remove or age restrict creators who profit from self-harm and influence.
I think he, Paige, I think he did a live stream or he did a small video or something like that. Yep, she snitched to Mama Susan.
Vulnerable young fans in the process. She's got a whole ass video titled Why I Support the Eugenia Cooney Petition.
And this is also not something I have ever advocated for on my channel. And so I'm very confused about people who try to bring this up. When people try to say that, like, I have in any way, shape, or form condoned that.
She's gonna make me do it. I can't believe it. She acts like she doesn't have 9 straight months worth of videos saying it.
I am so mad that he put the Rocky music in this. I was like, oh my god, no he didn't.
Is not only allowed to post her videos, but she is also allowed to monetize them, and her videos have yet to be age restricted or removed at all. I think the best thing that you can do is block it, report it to whatever social media site.
Team YouTube, hundreds of viewers have reported Eugenia Cooney's channel in the last 2 weeks alone. She violates her TOS. At Team YouTube, Susan Wojcicki, why is nothing being done about Eugenia Cooney's channel?
And it's time.
She's a snitch. Oh, thank you for the subscribe, Willy Mac. I appreciate it. She's a snitch.
It's holding itself accountable and acknowledging that this behavior is not okay for Eugenia, just like it's not okay for any other content creator on this platform.
She said some of this stuff as recently as 30 days earlier, yet here she is.
And this is also not something I have ever advocated for on my channel.
If Belle is willing to sit here and blatantly lie to save face, what else is she willing to lie about? Did she lie about not knowing the color of her eyeshadow? Was she lying about Eugenia's parents? How honest was she being about anything she said relating to pro-Anna content? That snowball she started rolling, where she had to stretch the truth a little bit more every time, has now gotten so big, so uncontrollable, she has to pretend she wasn't the one who rolled it in the first place. Now, if you're somebody who could be triggered by watching Eugenia's videos, my answer to you is to stop watching. It's a lot more reasonable than trying to take away her job. YouTube has this neat feature where
I 100% agree, and he shows you how to do it right here. Listen, if that shit triggers you, don't watch it. Do yourself a favor, because I don't want anyone to get triggered. I don't want anyone to hurt themselves because of something they see. You know, there's certain channels that trigger me. I do not watch them, and if it gets recommended to me, I do exactly what he's getting ready to show you. Oh, Sophia, we were going over Willy Mac's newest video about the T channels versus Eugenia Cooney.
If they recommend you a video that you don't like, you can tell them to stop recommending you that channel. Belle ends the video by blaming Eugenia for her own eating disorder and relapse.
I see people online being like, oh, well, you have no way of knowing that Eugenia is actually affecting people in this way, or it's not actually her fault, or she's not causing people to be triggered or have EDs or relapse or anything like that. And I know that's not true because I know it happened to me. I got triggered.
There you go. All right, so y'all know, now how many times have I told y'all, when y'all look into somebody's video, you look into the who, what, when, where, and why. The why is the most important because the why shows the motive.
Be triggered or have EDs or relapse or anything like that. And I know that's not true because I know it happened to me. I got triggered and I relapsed.
And there you go. That's the motive. She's so angry. That and bless her, honey, I am so sorry that you got triggered. I am so sorry that did that to you. I understand about triggering. I go through the same thing, okay? But that's why she has done all those videos on Eugenia Cooney. That's the motive. Who, what, when, where, not, why. When you see a hit piece, always ask yourself, who, what, when, where, why. The why is your most important. Thank you, AT2. I appreciate you saying that. Xylee, you are great at breaking these things down. I appreciate it. And I can understand her getting triggered. I get it. I can understand her getting triggered by Eugenia Cooney. I get it. But she should have, it would have been healthier for her to just walk away and deal with what she was dealing with than making, you can't tell me, if she got triggered by Eugenia Cooney, you can't tell me that it helped her by making video after video after video after video about her. That's not healthy. If she triggers you, it is not healthy to continuously do these videos on her. It's not healthy for you, honey. It's not. Yes, please like and subscribe. Thank you, Bitchy. You always remind me about that.
Stop watching her videos. It'll be beneficial for everyone involved. Eugenia Cooney already has to deal with a lot. She's very sick. The last thing she needs is these T channels making more conspiracy videos about her and her family. It's common for T channels to get mad at the commentary guys for being mean and using inappropriate words. They get mad because I call—
Okay, well, sometimes y'all are mean and use inappropriate words. Just saying. But I'm not a T channel, so throwing that out there.
All them retards, and I get it. Everyone has their own boundaries for what is and isn't too far. But I've never done anything like this. This is some of the meanest, most messed up shit I've ever seen on the internet. You apologize to Eugenia Cooney. She deserves that at the least. Pastel Belle, Sloan, Repzilla, you owe her that at the very—
I still like Sloan. I just think he kind of made a mistake about it. Repzilla, oh, I got something for T-Zilla. I got something for him. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, ever since he got in that argument with Diorio, he is just going downhill. Ever since.
Very least. Shout out to the Patreon homies. Drop Z, Broke Wings.
Okay, that's his Patreon. So, that was the video. Y'all had just witnessed Willy Mac versus the T-channels. And with that Sloan one, I'm gonna be honest, I think Sloan was just like doing a react to Aphrodite. So I think that's what that was in that video. I personally haven't seen the video, so I can't say for a fact. I cannot say for a fact. You're very welcome. Any last comments or any comments or concerns about this video? Bitchy Sarcastic Mom says, I'm glad Willy made this video. I'm glad he did too. I mean, I didn't agree with everything. Willy, if you're still watching, you need to look into Katie Morgan, because I don't know if you were here for that part, but Katie Morgan was the one who instructed Jacqueline Glenn on how to get the 5150 done. Just in case you didn't know that. Willy Mac says, I'm now a T-channel. Paige and I are neighbors now. But seriously, Willy Mac, Katie Morgan, who was in that Shane documentary, I don't know if you were here for that part. She instructed Jacqueline Glenn on, hold on, let me go back to this scene because I had him here. She instructed Jacqueline Glenn on how to get that 5150. Jacqueline Glenn posted it up January 6, 2020. FYI. I know all about Katie. Wait till y'all hear what I got. Oh, okay. All right then. All right then. I know that's right. He tweeted out his next video will touch on... Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right. There we go. We're good. Well, obviously, I'm not on Twitter right now, so I didn't see it. But Cringy's like, she is my mortal... Well, after what she did to you, Cringy, I guess so. I guess she is. So I'm going to have Jacqueline Glenn, so just so y'all can get what I was talking about more in depth. Obviously, I'm going to have Willy's video linked down below. I'm going to have Jacqueline Glenn's video linked down below that talks about the 5150 situation. And I'm going to have Cringy's video down below talking about how Katie Morgan, through the company she co-founded, did a copyright strike on Cringy over using a fucking photo. So, it's all going to be linked down below. And of course, chapters will be up too. Yes, Udoka, I agree with that. Katie Morgan really is dancing on the line of professional therapists, and especially when she's a family therapist. She doesn't specialize in ED, so why was she even there? Why was she even there? All right, any other questions? Because your girl is tired, because guess what? Hashtag team no sleep. I went to bed kind of early last night, like maybe 11:30, and guess what? Woke right back up at 3. Do you know how I am? Team no sleep. But I'll get the chapters up, and I'll link all the videos down below. Yeah, Katie's a YouTuber first. I agree. I think she is too, to be honest. The copyright on photo belongs to the photographer, might not be Katie's. Well, it was Lycans. It was Katie's company that she co-founded is the one who put the copyright strike on. It wasn't the person who did the photography. So, thank you, Willy Mac. I appreciate that. I'm just another asshole on YouTube. All right, guys. Well, I'm getting out of here. I love y'all. And remember, keep it real.